Hello and welcome to episode 5. I'm Madhumita Adya, a youth coach, a neuroscience coach, and a UNSDG ambassador. I invite youth on my channel from across the world. Anybody who has some opinion, somebody who has to say something, are welcome to my channel. So today I have somebody, a 19-year-old from Mumbai. I will ask her to introduce herself. And first, let me welcome her, Mansi Vishwakarma. Hi, Mansi. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And it's always exciting. Every new episode, I meet new young teens, Gen Z, and there's so much to learn from them. So today, what do we have in store? First, let me ask Mansi, who has kept this beautiful name? Who has coined your name? Is it your dad, mom, grandparents? And what does it mean? I love to ask this question because I want to know who Mansi is. And please introduce yourself in your own words.
Okay. So, hi everybody. I'm Mansi Vishwakarma and I live in Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. I'm 19 and just a very small introduction about me. For being a really jolly girl, I was always perceived as an extroverted kid, and I was extremely over enthusiastic, very curious about things since childhood, and I still am a very go-to person for everybody for their certain kind of problems or if they want to share something, open up. So currently, I am pursuing fashion design from NIFT, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Hyderabad. But currently, I'm at home because I'm on a break. So I'm utilizing this time doing various internships and I'm learning a lot. Yep, that's it. And apart from this, I play table tennis. I sing. I listen to Hindi Bollywood songs and enjoy doing digital illustrations, etc. So the
Yes.
meaning of my name, Mansi, my parents coined it, and it means human being. So
Mm.
yes.
Okay, lovely. Mansi is Manush, which from there, right? When we say that.
Yes.
Lovely. And I know that as we walk you through the interview, I'll be asking you about your love for music. And I know there's a surprise coming at the end of our show. So please stick to this show and subscribe to this channel. Bring your friends and parents to listen to these teens who have such beautiful thought process. I love exploring their mind, what goes on. And when I asked Mansi to come on my channel, and I asked her what is a topic she would like to speak, she chose a very interesting topic, which immediately resonated with me because this is something which we all feel, especially coming from her, a 19-year-old. I would say this topic is very more interesting if she gives her views on it. So, Mansi, you and me are going to talk about emotional intelligence versus practicality, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how Gen Z, the new upcoming youth teens, are very practical in their work, in the way they view things, and looking at what is going to be, is there going to be a benefit out of doing certain things, thinking very practically with their brain and with their mind, and not reacting to situations or to people emotionally. And I would ask Mansi, this is what her journey, she would share it, why she thinks that teen or Gen Z or youth are losing this side of emotional connect and how it is not a good sign. Over to you, Mansi. What do you have to say about this?
So I am a very practical yet emotional person. So growing up, I always contemplated how should I react to any kind of situation. So I feel from that thought, this idea came to me that this is a very broad and a very important topic to discuss. And so I would say a very big part of emotional intelligence is understanding yourself also. And people are just living for the outside world, for the luxury, for the वो चकाचौंध बोलते हैं ना दुनिया की चकाचौंध, they are only living for that. The connection with yourself, talking to yourself, I think it's slowly fading away, and that's a very important part of life, to understand yourself. Only then will you be able to be emotionally stable and do the right things for yourself, for others, for the world, etc. So like I feel if you're not confident inside, if you don't trust yourself enough, you can't really portray the actual you in the world.
Got it. Also, I remember you were saying that an example which we were discussing before this show, that yes, today's youth are looking for what they're going to get out of something. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like you were saying, you were a practical person at some point of time at given situation, and you were emotional at certain situations. So I think there is no one type of human being, right? We are
Yeah.
all a mixed of people who are more practical at certain time. There is no type. But yes, giving the scenario, we change and behave. But it is predominantly what kind of thought processes that decides who we are. Like, do we predominantly take practical decisions, or we take decisions from the heart? But Mansi, coming to this, I wanted to ask you that what made you, like, give some examples to say that how Gen Z is losing this very, very important EQ, which we need to talk about.
So the biggest thing I feel is losing the connect with family. The thought of freedom, the thought of independence, it is correct. I'm not saying it is wrong, but people have started comparing independence to family. I mean, family need not always be cutting down on your freedom. I mean, they can go side by side. There are some people who don't experience very great, very happy, very good families. Those are different situations. But I feel we are just cutting that part off, which would actually help us move forward. Because a emotional a kind of a backstage which will take care of you when you actually need it, to something to fall back on, the spine. I mean, we think that we just, if we are alone it will be great, but I feel a strong support, a proper framework, a proper spine is needed, and that is emotions, that is opening up, sharing things, being vulnerable at times if it's required. So coming to examples, the fact that we have just stopped. I mean, we care about our parents, but it's not. It's out of some kind of benefit, I feel. I mean, maybe sometimes no, but then there are a lot of times when we do something only when we know that we're getting something in return. So that's one. Then second is the symptom which shows that we are losing the EQ is when we run away from important questions of life. We just leave very big discussions, and discussions, it can be with somebody else, it can be with yourself. When you feel that you can't answer this question, you just run away. But I feel that is not right, because these questions are going to haunt us later, and it will be very difficult then to solve those. So these are two very big parts which I feel are a part of EQ. And by not answering these emotional questions is leading us to anger issues, frustration problems, trust issues, etc. So I feel concentrating on those small little questions is very important to move forward.
Amazing. I am got stuck listening to you, like how at this age, 19 years of age, you are so mature, your thought process is so clear, and obviously the parents have a lot of hand in this upbringing. It cannot be one side. Like you are talking that the connection between parents, teenage years are always about rebelling, about working with, talking to peers, going out of home, and connection between parents becomes a very contentious issue. There will be fights, there'll be anger, there'll be sometimes emotional outbursts, and a lot of things goes on. And it is very natural. But to come back, afterwards, and to realize that yes, there has been an issue between mom, dad, and me, and I need to sit and think why I did what I did, is what you
Hmm.
actually said. That connect with
Yes.
yourself. Like,
Hmm.
okay, I did something. I'm not proud of what I did, but I need to think why I did it. And I go back and say, sorry, maybe. This is what is upbringing. And this is what is very
Hmm.
important, how you build up this relation with your children. So what would you say is a role of a parent from a teenage perspective? What role could parents change in their thought process to have this connection better?
I think a lot of times when parents don't see there's a visible problem, they think there's no problem.
Oh
But uh,
yes.
but
Very.
if it's not physical, it's not there. A lot of parents think that. But a child can be going through a lot of things, and parents don't realize it. Maybe they are doing something subconsciously,
Mm,
unconsciously. They don't
mm, mm,
know if this is affecting my child or not.
mm,
So a lot of actions, like basic thing, can be not talking, like not talking on important things.
mm.
um you're just having daily
Daily
family
conversation.
talks. Yeah, no proper sitting and talking about different things. I mean, it can be even money, the topic of money also, that
Yes, of course.
how how this generation needs to learn to save on the money. I
Mm,
mean, we are in a what can I say, in a stage in life where we have gotten everything. Most
yes.
of us, not everybody, but most of us has lived a very content life, and there was no thinking of how will the bread for the next day come or something like that. We have had our parents work their asses off, and they are providing for us day in and day out. So, but even apart from that, a lot of parents think that that is all the responsibility they have. But I
Mm,
feel there is a step forward, because we have certain things covered, we have
mm,
other issues.
mm,
It can be peer problems, it can be trust issues. And when you don't get that comfort, that love at home,
mm.
sometimes it just happens, you don't have that atmosphere for a kid to bloom in a
Open up.
certain way. Yeah, and to open up in a certain way. So I think that's where parents should think and work on as a team, not
Mhm,
not differently, because
mhm,
parents are a unit. And
mhm.
for a child, it's a very important part of life. It's a foundation. And if there's a problem there, there's a big problem. So that's
Mm.
what I feel about this.
You know, you are 19 and I'm 53. I have a 23-year-old son who has gone through this teen years. And, from parents' perspective, I would say that parents are not equipped. They don't know. They need to, of course, now the previous day, when we were young, we had no idea what is EQ, how this talking the conversation. And of course, there was no pressure of outside world.
Hmm.
Like there was no internet, there was no question. We didn't even know what depression is. शाम को खेलने गए, घर पे वापस आ गए, पढ़ाई किया, सो गए, happy life. And we grew up like that. So, but when you said that parents need to do certain things, the question arises is parents also need guidance. They don't
Yeah.
know how to open up, they don't know how to talk about money, as you said, about the physical relationship with their kids have. But how do they talk about? The only thing they know they talk about is, as you said, superficial things, and they said that that material thing is taken care of, food, shelter is given, happiness is only that. So they, as through our talk, when we know that, then when we meet so many parents have been teaching for now 25, 30 years, and every time I feel that, just like we talk about teens need guidance, I think parents need guidance much more than the teens right now. They need to know how to handle, because they are not equipped. And these kind of open conversations which we have today, if every parent has this with their child, it's going to be, the growing up, there'll be less situations which are less traumatic, which doesn't leave a mark on them, and it will be
Hmm.
a more smoother journey, and will be coping mechanism, isn't it? Parents are
Yes.
kind of coping mechanism which we teach, the parents teach, that is what they're going to live throughout your life. Mansi, I'm so amazed when you said this, and I also know that your mom has a venture called Bhushala, and I remember talking to her during pandemic, and that's why how I came to know her. She's also a fellow coach. So she told me that Mansi is somebody who always helps me with all the digital things. So were you always interested in all this, or when did you develop this love for designing digital, and now you eventually went to NIFT? So what is your journey? Take me through your journey of NIFT and designing and your love for this.
So I've always been a very creative person, very
Okay.
artistic.
Oh,
I used to enjoy drawing, painting, coloring, and you know the very Indian thing which every female girl goes through is having a grand wedding. But I was on the other side. I wanted to design clothes for a wedding. So
okay.
I was obsessed with lehengas, and my idol being Sabyasachi, Manish Malhotra, Tarun Tahiliani. So big shots. And whenever I've seen their collections come out, I used to be amazed. I was like, ye banate kaise hai? So eventually
How
that
old were
grew,
you
and
that time when all these
I
things?
was I was 12, 13 ish.
Okay,
So
since that
yeah,
age you had that vision.
yeah,
Okay, the
yeah.
grand
But
vision.
but I never thought I would also get a
Huh,
chance
of
to
course.
study
Hmm.
fashion design. I always was very intrigued by the idea of those beautiful, gorgeous lehengas. So my uncle, he is a NIFT graduate. So he looked at
Okay.
few of my works, and he said, just apply, we'll see. I had zero hopes that I will get it. Okay, so
Oh,
I gave the exam, and I gave the exam with, like, I had a tuition when I was in school. So I studied 11th 12th in a hostel. So I was in a boarding school. So I used to have online lectures, and that was only for 15 days before the exam, and I could hardly attend for a week because we did not have internet back at
hmm,
school. We were on a
hmm,
hill.
hmm.
So somehow I did certain things and I cleared the written exam. I don't know
Okay.
how did I clear maths, because I did not have maths in 11th 12th.
Uh,
So then yeah, so I cleared the exam, got into NIFT. So it was a big thing for me,
yes,
because I
of
had
course.
I'd gone with zero expectations, zero preparations, and it just happened.
And
So
something clicks from within, right? If you
mm,
wish to do it, and your parents were always very supportive of what you are looking at, that career option, or
mm.
they knew that this is where she wants to do.
So initial a parent has that key, how can you take arts in 11 12, take science. So
Yeah, standard.
that was a small little battle which I had at home
Okay.
with extended family and all, but eventually everybody agreed. So then I took arts. So I knew I wanted to do psychology initially,
Okay.
but then somehow fixated on design, and yeah, it just happened. You're right, the click. I mean, no one can keep a pin on that, but it just
Yeah.
happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can totally agree with you, and I'm totally aligned with you that this seed of this talk show has been sown when I was a kid. Like I always
Hmm.
used to look at Amin Sani, Tabassum ji, and Susimi Grewal, and then came Karan Johar. More than that, I later on followed a lot of Oprah Winfrey and a lot of Western shows. And I said, how well they ask questions. I need to ask questions. And after so many years, now when I'm starting my journey as this YouTube host, and it comes like full circle. I can understand
Hmm.
this so well.
Yes.
Tell me,
Yes.
you are a single child, and I want to know what is that pressure of being a single child versus a child who with a sibling, and is it very smooth going with your parents, or do they have a lot of expectations? How does this whole dynamic of a single child versus two child? You must have friends who has siblings. So,
Yeah.
what difference you find?
So, like if I talk about academics, the expectations from academics, I was always a very average kid, and my parents had zero expectations. I used to just play around, eat, roam here and there and like study thoda bahut.
Huh.
So so expectations wasn't a big concern for me.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes I about the sibling part, I used to feel that are koi hona chahiye, and you should be able to play when friends are not available
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. But then there was also a part of like I have a few friends who have siblings, and they used to always say जब भी कोई मेहमान आता है एक चॉकलेट देता है तो मुझे शेयर करना पड़ता है. So a kid does not like sharing, and I am very particular about my toys, about my sweets, the money I get, and etc. So eventually I was very happy being a single child. I get the entire room to myself. I don't have to share it. So that was good. And yeah, expectations part, I don't think there was
Okay.
any.
But
So
when you said that you are not used to sharing now, right now also, and not used to everything comes to you naturally, do you think there can be an adjustment issue and later on in life when you have to share things with somebody, or you are very within yourself, or in spite of being a single child, you're a giving person. So how
hmm.
does the dichotomy work?
I mean, I don't know if I'll have a problem sharing now. I
Okay.
mean, as a kid,
As a
I did.
child, you
But
do that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
those small little things. But now I don't think I have a problem with sharing.
Great. Because eventually, the psychology of a single child versus a two child is kind of different, because they think that, yeah, the world revolves around them. They're the
Hmm.
queen of the house and whoever the king of the house, prince of the house. And then the reality strikes. So it is all up to how you have conversation with your parents,
Hmm.
how grounded you are, and all that, right? So I've
Hmm.
seen the difference, and I've seen, I can make out when children have their siblings or they don't have, because of way you talk about things. But anyway, that's a good thing or a bad, nothing a good or bad in this world. It's how about
Yeah.
the grounded you are. Now,
Hmm.
coming to a very interesting question I want to ask, Mansi, supposing if there's a book written on you, what would be the title of the book?
Um, Title of a book.
Yes.
Uh, I would. Uh, that's a good
That's a
question.
tricky one. Yes. Dig deep
Yeah.
and think what would that be?
Hmm. I would say freedom is not free.
Okay.
That's
That's
yeah,
deep.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is something I've always believed in. Freedom is a responsibility. When
Yes.
you are asking for freedom, somebody is trusting you with a lot of responsibility that you will be able to take care of yourself if nothing else. So I think
Don't abuse that. Huh? Correct.
I have imbibed that really well in myself. That's what I
Mm,
feel. So
mm.
be it money or be it things, I think I use them very judiciously now. So
Perfect,
yeah.
perfect. It actually epitomizes you, because you always said that my parents trusted me. I have gone and lived in a hostel. I have done whatever I wanted. I wanted to pursue my own career, which I wanted, but that comes with a responsibility. You aware of it, and you always came across
Yes.
somebody who is really aware. I love the title. Freedom is not free. Wow, lovely. We'll hope one day Mansi comes out with actually a book with the same title. Remember this, you have given this title to yourself. Okay, Mansi, is there somebody in your life, in living, or somebody who is no more, whom you idolize, somebody who maybe you have not met that person? Is there somebody whom you look up to and say, yeah, this is one, I love listening to that person, I love talking to that person, somebody whom you learn from by either close proximity or you maybe have never met? Who is that person who inspires you?
I think it has to be my mom. I mean,
Okay.
I have seen her in and out. I know her, I would say, more than she knows herself.
Wow.
And what inspires me is the will to keep going, whatever is happening, come what may. I
Mhm.
mean, I have I have said statements like I am just fed up. I think I said that today morning, but yeah, that I'm fed up of something or something like that. But I don't think she has ever said that. And I have been very like, children can be a little getting on the
Difficult.
nerves, kind of. Yeah. So, but I don't think she has ever thought that. She has ever told me that, even in the heat of that moment. So the fact that she knows what she's doing, she knows where she's going, she herself is so inspired, so motivated. It is actually, I don't think I've ever said this to her also, but she inspires me to get up every morning and do everything.
Lovely. And I think she also has done um, uh, Shri, I think Isha Foundation. Is she
Yeah.
associated with?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember that she told, and she has been there. She has on the, she's gone and stayed there and learned all. I think that comes with a lot of spiritual anchor. Is very important for a person to be calm and composed and to give that
Yeah.
anchor to your family. I think that's
Yeah.
where it comes from. Are you spiritual? Are you also
No, no.
not
I am a
yet?
little on the other side.
On the opposite side of the
Yeah,
scale.
yeah.
Okay. But you have a great mind and your maturity. Somewhere it's rubbing from your mom, as you said, she's your idol. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what's your strength, Mansi? What would you say is one quality I am proud of in Mansi? And next would be, which is one thing you are not proud of and you won't like to let go of that quality. First, your strength.
That I am confident of myself, whatever happens. I believe in myself. Sometimes there are small little things where I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore. But overall, I feel I am super confident about myself that I will do something great in life, and I'm confident. I'm just self-confident that I am what I am and I'm worth it.
I don't want to be somebody else, and you are very
Yes.
comfortable in your skin. Like,
Yes.
okay, I will do what I deserve to do. It's a beautiful statement. And teenagers, when they grow up, when they're becoming just on the threshold of adulthood, and the whole world has so much competition, so many things, to that preserve that uniqueness that you are unique is so very important. Like I am,
Yes.
it doesn't matter what the chaos is all around me. I know my core and I will focus. Come
Yes.
what may, people tell you this not work, that will not work, and she's looking better, that person is looking going there, doesn't matter. I'm so happy to hear this from you, and I hope people, the youth who are listening, and they get inspired by this simple line which you said, that I'm self-confident. It is not about boasting, it's that you know who you are and you trust.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. What will be your weakness or something which you want to just give away if you could?
Mm, I mean, I don't know if it's still true, but I used to at least trust people very quickly.
Okay.
And open up very quickly.
Okay.
So that's another spectrum of being over emotional. So now I have slowly started achieving that balance between practical and emotional. So that's why this topic was so important for me.
Absolutely.
Because I felt that the world should know what the balance is. You can't be overly practical to not get people in your life, and you can't be overly emotional to trust anybody and everybody. So that's I mean, I'm still working on it, on that part. So yeah, I would
One
say
more
that.
question I would ask you is, what is your relaxation technique? Like when you are stressed, or when you are, everybody goes through this stress world. Life cannot be without stress, and we should not be getting away with stress. Stress is needed, but what kind? Like where do you filter that? Okay, I want to do something and I want to be happy for that moment, relax for that moment. What is your go-to relaxation technique?
So I have two of them. If I am extremely stressed and I'm not able to do anything, then I just put on my earphones, I listen to music, and I just sleep. I just lie down.
Okay.
So I try to get my head cleared, and I do that while listening to music. Else, if it's like just general stress, I'm stressed about, okay, what am I going to study now or something like that.
Exams coming up.
I Yeah, so I watch CID and I paint. I know it's a very weird combination, but I do that. I enjoy that a lot, and I make sure I do at least one painting every day because that is like a stress buster.
Oh, really? Amazing.
Yeah.
And that nothing can be better than that if you can paint while you're stressed. I mean, that's amazingly stress busting. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Any kind of hand movement where you do, maybe it's kind of stitching or anything, or you paint or you write, anything which your brain takes away your instant thought and puts them in the present thought, so can break the barrier, break the thought process and make it more that in the situation. Mindfulness, basically, if you're painting. So yeah, and also I know that since you love music and you love song, some inspirational songs which you always go to song, सबका रहता है कि हाँ मुझे ये बहुत अच्छा लगता है, मैं लूप में सुनती रहती हूँ उसको. Anything which you have, something like that from our Hindi films which you can sing to us, and maybe one or two. It's not one. I don't like being asked what is one.
Yeah.
How can it be one? It
Yeah.
can be 10. So give me one or two, maybe more, and I would like you to sing those lines. Anything
Okay,
which
so
reminds you of an incident कि मैं ये सुनती थी तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता था.
I don't know, I have these two songs and they are just a kind of a vibe for me.
Okay.
So one is Perfect. It's an English song.
Okay.
So I'll just sing two lines.
Sung by
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I found a love for me, darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. This is so good, Mansi. You are an accomplished painter. You're going to be a designer and you sing so well and you play harmonica. Oh my God, you are a bundle of so many talent. All right, let's hear you play harmonica. Oh my God, I remember
Okay,
when I was a child. You practice it regularly?
Sometimes. So yeah, I play three instruments: keyboard,
Okay.
guitar, and harmonica.
Okay.
Not completely. I don't know it completely, but just a amateur player.
Oh wow, your singing was awesome. Your singing was beautiful, and I can hear the strumming of the guitar. You must be singing. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this is बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं.
Yeah,
So,
lovely. You like, oh, that's an old song and my favorite too. Beautiful, superb. It was a interview which I don't want to stop because there's so many things I wish to hear another song from you, but I don't think we have time. We'll meet Mansi when I come to Mumbai. I'll surely meet you and get to know you better. This has been an amazing interview. So to end today's talk, I usually don't want to call it an interview. It's just a sharing of ideas between two people. I would ask you one final question is, uh, to have a good balance of emotion and practicality, is there any tool or you learn through the process, or is there something which you can cultivate, which you can learn from others by reading books, by hearing podcasts, by listening to so many talks on EQ? Or does all those help? Or does it come from within how you devise your own coping mechanism?
So, emotional intelligence is a very internal thing. I don't think that somebody can tell you, but a small little tool which helped me was, at the end of the day, whatever situations happened in my day, it can be a very small thing also. I just used to write two things:
Okay.
what emotional me would think and what a practical me would think. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
whatever I did, whatever decision I made, that was different. But I just reflect on what I did, and eventually that calculation used to happen in my head during that only. So I used to
Mm,
think, okay, practical, emotion. At least I was able to think both sides and then choose whatever my brain used to tell me that okay, nahi, isme emotions nahi use kar sakte. This is practical. That
mm.
is different. But at least the fact that you have to use both of them to come to a conclusion. So that's what I cultivated in myself. So yeah.
Beautiful. Yes. Some incident or something which has hurt you, or I'm not, I won't say hurt, it's affected you mentally, maybe not in good space, and you come back later on and you introspect that the
Hmm.
way I reacted, was it a good reaction or was it
Hmm.
something I could have done differently? You mean to say that, right? Like, okay, that is
Yeah.
when you ask a question to yourself.
So,
Lovely.
a incident like this. So, I had a fight with somebody,
Okay.
and I knew I was right, and I was actually right. I mean, I had said nothing. I don't know why the fight happened, but till date, I mean, this has happened 10 years back from now. But till date, I think, and I was little that time, so I was just crying. I was like, I should have said something in
Hmm.
my defense because I
Hmm.
was crying. I did not say anything, and everybody thought maybe I was the culprit. So
Hmm.
not the culprit, but I was at
Yeah,
fault.
yeah, yeah.
So
It
till
happens.
now, I think so that incident has, um, taught me such a big thing that you have to say what you have to at the right time. If you don't say it, those
That
moments are
moment is
going to,
gone. Yeah.
that moment is gone, and it is going to be with you till a really long
Hmm.
time. I
Uh,
mean, this was a very little thing, a fight between
no,
two
no,
kids,
it makes
but
sense even now. It makes sense even
hmm,
now in our time. Like somebody has said something and you just took it and you
hmm,
realize that why didn't I give it back? Because I know that
yes,
the right answer was not what he was asking or she was asking. But you don't want to feel later on that, okay, I should have said. It's not maybe giving back or fighting. Like giving
hmm,
back means that, okay, you are becoming ugly, quarrel. But yes,
yeah,
the,
yeah. But
you
where you
avoid.
feel you are completely right, you should say.
You
When
should
you
say.
know in your heart that you are also guilty 50-50, then there's no
Then you
point.
better to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
great.
exactly.
Okay,
So
this is what, yes, I think I resonate completely with you. So thank you, Mansi, for a great chat. And it was meant to happen long back, but whenever it happens, this is the best time.
yeah,
And
yes.
keep in touch, Mansi. Lots of good wishes for your future career and your keeping your emotional sanity always. And connect with me whenever you feel like. And it was an amazing show. And
Yes.
I hope people who are listening subscribe to my channel. I will bring more youth every week to talk about issues which are close to their heart. So do subscribe to my channel, Say It with Mads. And thank you, Mansi, once again. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.